What's up? This is Roth, and I'm here with the collection.
If it works, don't fix it. Go against the law, might get a bit risky. No offense to y'all, but I feel a bit gifted. So I think my odds are about.
What's up? I'm Kian. I'm here with the collection. My boy Roth. Alright. How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Alright, so you're on the tour life. You're an independent artist. You just dropped a dope album 3 months back. Tell us how you're feeling.
I feel good, man. It's always good, kind of like starting over and just like building with intention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of just like like we're really just like, yo, this goes here and this goes here. And let's see if that's straight, and it's good.
Perfect. Yeah, you seem relaxed.
Yeah, man.
And for being on the tour life, I know that catches up with a lot of artists having to play show after show after show while still working on stuff. So how are you dealing with that? You just staying relaxed?
Yeah, I mean, you know, ups and downs for the most part. Some days are good, some days are not. But being in San Francisco, this kind of feels like a home to me. And friends and family are here, so for me, I just kind of get to chill. We went to a Giants game today, so we're chilling. It's good.
Yeah, so not just in the tour life, but actually we see this in your music in general, your new album specifically. You've definitely got this relaxed vibe to you. You're very just aesthetically as well, just you're chill, you've got your comfortable clothes on, you got your flow rocking. So tell us a little about where that originates from and just you as a person.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess I probably would have to attribute it to my parents. I mean, you know, growing up, being a baby boy, like, you know, not getting in too much trouble, that kind of stuff, has allowed me to be in a place now where it's just not that big of a deal, kind of thing. And I try to, you know, and the same thing in the music, and like I've been able to have experiences in music where I'm not coming in here thinking I have to uphold an image or impress anybody or meet anybody's expectations, and I can just be myself and do my thing, and I think that helps. I mean, you know, a lot when the major label was going, I was like, cut your freaking hair, like shave your face, and with all that kind of stuff out of the window, I can kind of just do what I gotta do. And you know, the numbers might not be astronomical, but I think that the introduction is more pure. I think people are really starting to figure out who I am, which to me, I would want people to root for me for the right reasons rather than root for me for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, so you're full on appreciative of the fact that you hopped off the label, you're loving the independent life?
I just had to, man. It was something that had to happen, and like, you know, my experiences early on, a lot of people work, and their end goal is to sign a record label. Yeah. And for me, you know, being able, and the luxury and the opportunity to sign a record label, to that record label early on, happened, the experiences happened, and now it's for me to kind of go back and really build in the foundation. It's kind of like having a home, and the furnace and the sewage is like all wrong, you know? So you know, understanding that, instead of like, you know, on some Tom Hanks Money Pit, instead of being like, hey man, let's just move, I've been like, hey, just let's like destroy this house and let's build a better house in a better location. So
how long had you been cruising on the label? Had it been since the 2009 I Love College days, or was it later on?
No, I mean, the I Love College was a major label. Sleep in the Bread was a major label drop, and then I think anybody who's kind of followed along kind of saw my, whoa, I don't really dig this. And my move after that was the Seared Foie Gras with Quince and Cranberry, because they wanted me to make and even so, like, you know, I can't point any fingers. I was part of it, and I take responsibility for it, you know. So it's just like, I wasn't interested in things becoming mechanical. I wanted to do things that I felt passionate about.
Yeah,
so yeah, with the Seared Foie Gras, I was like, you know, I love Dilla beats, there's Pharrell joints, there's RZA beats. I wanted to rap on those. And it's the same thing with like Greenhouse Effect Volume 2. I've been telling myself before, I was like, man, I want to rap on Past That Dutch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean?
And you could.
Exactly. And that's what I just want. I want to be in a position where this is what I want to do, so I'm gonna do it. Not in a selfish or stubborn way, just in more of a freedom way. And I think that's like, it's cool to be in that mode creatively, because it doesn't like, you know, it doesn't cramp you. You're not cutting off half of your brain to appease somebody else. So it's like, I can do all this other quote unquote weird stuff or whatever, and then come back to more of the more accessible, digestible stuff. But being off of a label, independent, I call it more self-sufficient, because there's a lot of other people in this, whether it just be road managers or DJs or whatever it may be. There's a lot of other people that help move the shit. But you know, just being in a position that allows me to just create, and see what happens. Instead of like, hey man, you can't do any, forget all of that. forget being creative,
Yeah.
make stuff that we know is going to sell. So yeah, that's why I'm not just disinterested and not inspired by the music industry. If I was inspired by the music business, I would be with a major label and working with them. But at this moment in time, right now, I just feel like I'm very happy in my sandbox by myself, building my sandcastle by myself.
Of course, I mean, everyone's got to respect that if they know.
It is what it is.
All right, yeah. So as you said, you definitely have more creative freedom now. We see this. Your wordplay's only gotten stronger and stronger. Your lyricism's on point per usual.
Thanks.
One thing I want to talk about in your music is your ability to use the actual sounds of the words, not just the words themselves.
Yeah.
Specifically, I'm thinking of one verse. It's the first verse to "In the Kitchen," which you made with your tour mate. Can you go just like a little spiel of the first verse? Can you do it off the top or not?
No, yeah, you're in deep trouble. You're in deep trouble now, pal. Don't foul out, pal, pal, pal. Down south, how now, brown cow, loud mouth, shout, shout. Should've knocked him out, chow, bail him out now. Just put it on my loud account. Like the cool thing about that to me, there's like different kind of arenas in rap music. You know, you obviously have like battle MCs, and you have, you know, lyricists, and you have the storytellers. But there's this moment in rap music, what I really like to do, and it's almost exercise or homework even, when I just take a word and mess with that word. I'm trying to think. I think it was in Rasputin off this Knots joint when it's just like, oh man, like, oh man, I'll get there. But just like taking words and manipulating them, and word manipulation, and understanding that there are no rules. And whenever you do that, whenever you realize that there are no rules and you can do anything, it's the most freeing feeling on the planet. So I think that's the main thing for me, is just like, you know, rhyming words that aren't supposed to rhyme is just one of those things where you just laugh about it, because at the end of the day, it doesn't have to rhyme.
Yeah. And so you talk about just like messing around, finding these cool word plays and such. What is your writing process for?
Oh, I'm sorry. The Knots joint is a good old slobber knocker. This is like a yammer yager. Shut up top beyond the blocker, chalk it up and pound a lager. You know what I mean? That's just honestly me taking the word slobber knocker and playing with it. That's it. And I think it's always funny when words like that come up. You take a word, and you're like, oh man, that's crazy. I haven't heard the word mollywopped in a really long time. And you just take it and you play with it. You know, whether, you know, they make board games out of that stuff, whether it's Scrabble or Boggle or whatever it may be. But having fun, man, just having fun. Okay?
So yeah, just back to you're saying that you're just messing around with words. Is that how most of your songs and verses get written, or do you ever just sit down and buckle down in the studio?
Yeah, it's both. I mean, if you listen to a record like Fast Life off Retro Hash, that wasn't me messing around. It was me like, hey, I want to tell this person's story. And it's always kind of whatever your intention may be.
Yeah.
For the most part, though, man, the rap stuff needs to be fun.
Yeah.
So I would say 55% of the time, I want to be enjoying the process, and you can hear it.
Yeah.
As a listener, you can hear when I'm enjoying the process, and you know, as a listener, you can also hear when it's more cathartic, and you can hear when I'm trying to get something out. And you know, that's not always good, but at the same time, as someone who uses music as an outlet, that has to be the case. So a little bit of everything, man. There's no real, I'm no dead set, this is my process. It's just more so allowing myself the opportunity to create.
Alright, so now I want to talk a little bit less about artists that have inspired you and more artists that you personally grew up on and are interested in. So you've said before that two of your top artists are Bob Marley and Rage Against the Machine.
True.
Two very politically active, strong-minded artists that really just spread their message through their music. Do you as an artist feel that you do something similar?
I have my moments, and like, you know, it's funny because it's like with the political stuff, it's a little, I don't want to be preachy, you know, but at the same time, if people are listening to your music, there is a sense of responsibility. If nobody was listening to my music, I'd probably be, you know, I'd curse, I'd be a little bit lazier. But you know, when those numbers start to go up and people are honed in and listening to you, I feel like, call me crazy or not, I feel like, you know, there is a responsibility. So with that being said, you do try to tackle conversations like grind And at no point am I like, hey, feel this way, think this way, do this. It's just more like, hey, how about this? Or how do you feel about this? Or, yo, check this out, this is going on. Why is that? And that's more kind of the approach that I take about it than just like, you know, fight the power. Because I think we're all pretty much aware, especially our generation, very aware that our priorities are a little messed up. And the cool thing about music is the one medium that gets a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life under one roof and into one room. And it allows us to have those conversations. So I feel like music's a great medium to have those conversations. Of
course. And I mean, hip-hop specifically, you talked about it earlier, there's so many different styles of hip-hop, and you really embody a very unique style of hip-hop that very few, if any, other artists can kind of match or keep up with. So what other artists and hip-hop individuals do you find yourself associating with? I mean, you've worked with so many greats. You've worked, like you said, Pharrell. You've worked with some new artists, Action Bronson. So who have you found yourself really just vibing with and working well with in the industry?
Obviously, shout out to the Blended Babies. They're not as well known, but they provided the landscape for a lot of Paps and Jazz, as well as the Retro Hash album. And everybody on that, Vic Mensa, obviously the kids from Chicago are.
Yeah, how'd you get in with them?
They get it. I mean, that's the family, man. I mean, the kids these days, before they broke up, they were on tour with us, and we went on tour and kind of hung out together. And they obviously worked with the Blended Babies as well. JP was the engineer for the Cool Kids. And, you know, Chuck's in the Isle of
They all mixed together, because I mean, like the Blended Babies are remixing Chance the Rapper, and then Vic Mensa is working with you, and it's just all one web, which is super cool.
It's all together, and I think that's kind of how it should be. You know, I don't actively seek to, like, you know, I don't want to force anything. So, and that's what's been really cool about this, you know, process and how it's all gone. It's been very natural and very organic, which I feel like listeners can feel. So all those kids, obviously, growing up being a huge Outkast fan and hearing, you know, none of their records ever sounded exactly alike. And I think something like that. Common is another MC. Mos Def, Isimbe, those guys. The Quality's Reflection Eternal album. All those dudes. I mean, ODB. Just hearing how raw ODB was when he recorded. There's all like little lessons that you can learn from all of these guys. You know, like the tactician that Nas is, when you hear him narrate, you know, the streets and stuff like that, like it actually teleports you and takes you somewhere. You know, you're like, damn, I wish I could do that. I want to do that. And I think whether it be athletes or MCs or anything, we're all, when we're young, we look at cats and we're like, I want to be that. You know, I want to do that. And there's been feelings. I mean, the feeling that outside of the hip hop world, the feeling that like Van Morrison's Into the Mystic gives me, when I hear that record, I'm like, man, like I want somebody to feel this when they hear my music, you know. And I don't know if that'll ever be the case because Van Morrison is the god, but you know, just what that can do for a person just goes to show the power of music and the power of people.
Yeah, so you talked about this power of music and how when people are young, they really find their passion. When was it that you really started taking your music career seriously into a whole new level? Was it from a young age?
No, probably like yesterday. Yeah, I don't know, man. I never really want to take it too seriously. Because at the end of the day, it's just music. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, people are like, hey man, you saved my life with it, but for the most part, it's just music.
It is,
We're just hanging out. We're just having fun with friends. So I don't think I've ever taken it like really too seriously. I've also never taken it for granted because this is very much a luxury. It's very much a beautiful, beautiful thing for me to be able to do this and provide for myself and my loved ones through this. You know, but like working on it and mastering the craft and like getting better and wanting to be better and having a drive to be great, probably started around 17, 18 years old.
Alright, now we've done some serious questions about the actual music, about you as a person, so we're going to slow it down a little, get some more relaxed questions going. Just tell us about the image, like what are you rocking, like what clothes do you decide to sport? Is it comfort or is it swag, or how you doing?
I'm comfort all day. I mean, these shoes are beat up Vans, but they're comfortable. I don't even know what these pants are, but they're like slacks and they're comfortable. The shirt has holes in it and stuff, but it's so comfortable. Yeah, I'm functioning, man. I'm functioning over fashion, but
it works.
It works,
yeah.
It
Just
is
what was the decision to grow the hair out?
You know what? Honestly, two things. One, I wanted to take a ridiculous driver's license photo, so I was like, I'm gonna grow my hair out, and like I ended up taking a driver's license photo that I thought was ridiculous.
Alright, can we get a close up?
Yeah, for sure.
And that is an excellent photo.
Yeah, I thought it was ridiculous, and I thought my hair was long then.
I might have to purposefully lose it just to go take another one.
Yeah, no, and so if you notice that this is up in August of this year.
Oh, dope.
So I'm on my way to a new driver's license photo, this is exactly what I want.
This is what you're going for.
Yeah, but also a lot of cats being like, Asher, cut your hair.
Yeah.
And just being
just
like,
the ability to not cut your hair.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, and it was just one of those things where like, I'm not gonna cut my hair, and then when I realized I had like gorgeous, strong locks, just like, screw it, I'm gonna do it, and then obviously it's gotten to a point now where I just have it so I can donate it. But all of those things, it's just kind of growing up, little rebellion, little bit of ridiculousness, but rebellion and ridiculousness has led to the locks.
So there's a lot of cool cats in hip hop. They all have their own style. Other than you, who do you think has the best hair in hip hop?
Riff Raff, maybe?
Riff Raff?
Yeah, Riff Raff's got some great hair, man, and he has fun with it. Who else has some great hair? Maybe like Reggie Watts, but I don't know if you classify him as a rapper.
A$AP Rocky's got the flow.
Yeah. I braid my hair. When I braid my hair, I call myself A$AP Rocky.
Alright, dope. Now for our least serious question, but it's something we definitely have to ask. It's been said that since you were little, you've been in love with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Wow, it's so true, man.
Passion of yours.
So true.
So she got married.
Oh no!
In 2013, late 2013.
She just got married, man? Is this real? To who?
I will pull that up for you, sir.
Oh no, man.
And I wanted to get your. I didn't mean to be the bearer of bad news.
I didn't know. I thought
with your love that you would realize this.
She's still on the market.
So it's Brian Halasay. I believe he's a TV actor. So do you have any words for her?
Well, I don't think she takes me seriously. But Jennifer Love Hewitt, I love you. I think you're gorgeous. I think you're phenomenal. I've never met you personally, but I would love to take you out for a gin and tonic, maybe. That would be more of a daytime thing. You know what I mean? We can hang out around 4 o'clock, or maybe 4:45. Then take it into happy hour. And get to know each other. But if you're married, I respect and I understand. But at any moment, you're right in my age group. So I would love to hang out.
Dope. On that note, can we just get a couple last words for the readers and listeners of the collection? Kian, I'm with Asher Roth.
What's up? This is Asher Roth hanging out with Kian right here on the collection, man. Hope you guys really understand what's going on. Dig deep.